Welcome to the Fitness Business Podcast, brought to you by Active Management, the world's leading fitness business coaches who in 2015 will help you #grow your business. This is the world's #1 podcast for fitness business owners and managers. We interview real owners and learn what has been working for them to make them so successful. Here's the host of the Fitness Business Podcast, Chantal.
Hey everyone, I hope you've got your runners on for this one. Now today's guest is none other than the Vice President of Connected Fitness Strategy and Integration at Under Armour, Bill Besselman. Now over the past 3 years, there has been tremendous changes to Under Armour. Bill tells us about what they've been up to, what connected fitness means to their business and to yours, how fitness professionals can best handle the influx of fitness apps in the market, and just how all this data collection helps sell more shoes and clothing. It is a cracker interview, guys, so I hope you enjoy it. Now, before we kick off, don't forget our November prize, because today I'm going to be announcing the winner of our November giveaway. One lucky listener is going to win a copy of the Mike Michalowicz book, Profit First. So keep listening to the end of the show to hear if you've won. Now, I thought that rather than me tell the listeners about the incredible time that Under Armour has had since you joined them 3 years ago, do you want to give us a bit of an update of what's been happening in the business?
Well, our business is very, very strong right now. We continue to perform in a fabulous way, right on the plan that we've laid out for ourselves, with the goal of getting to 10 billion by 2020 and perhaps even faster than that. So the core business is doing great. We continue to take big risks and moving into new categories like connected fitness, and we're very excited about that. And so, I would say, look, on net business continues to be very strong. We're excited about the future potential, obviously, but also excited about what's happening right now. Trying to keep up with all the opportunities is the hard part.
I can imagine, and I want to talk to you more about connected fitness. But first, let me ask you, how many apps do you guys now own?
We acquired 3, as you probably know. We acquired the MyFitness Pal, MapMyFitness 2 years ago now. Actually, it was closed in December of 2013. And then beginning of this year, we bought Endomondo, and then we acquired MyFitness Pal in the May time frame. We finalized those deals. So we got those 3 core apps, and then we launched a product called Under Armour Record at the beginning of 2015. So there really are 4 core apps that we focus on here at Under Armour. With Record being the aggregator, if you will, across all those.
Bill, you mentioned connected fitness. Now, tell me if I have these stats correct. 30% year-on-year growth, 140 million users, 1 billion workouts, and 5 billion food items logged.
We're clicking over 30+% growth on an annualized basis, and we think we have a pretty good shot at ending the year close to 160, if not at 160. So we've got lots of folks who are just continuing to join the community to do just as you said, which is to log their activity. That activity is their workout. That activity is their daily activity. That activity includes their food. So all of the elements that we think are important for really measuring and monitoring your health and your wellness and improving in your sort of physical well-being in life. So for us, it's rewarding because it sort of signifies that the decision we made to make the acquisition and to focus on the community were the right decisions, because we see that continued growth. And the data that we're seeing come off of it tells us where there is opportunity both in our core business to sell shirts and shoes and in potential new businesses that might exist for Under Armour based on that data and based on that insight. So, again, tremendously rewarding given the steps we've taken and gives us, again, a sense of what kind of opportunity exists out there for us. To help not just all athletes be better, but all humans, frankly, be better.
Let's talk a little bit more about that data and what you're actually seeing out of it. Are you seeing any kind of common trends or common threads, like, for example, which country might be the biggest upload, or is there a particular, day or time or frequency that people are exercising? Any kind of real trends coming out of that?
Well, we're at the tip of the iceberg, I'll tell you, in terms of what trends we're seeing. I'll throw a couple at you, but some others are going to go, that doesn't really seem that insightful necessarily yet. And that's because the real value and frankly the real challenge is taking all that data and putting it together to tell the athlete what to do next. What does it mean about how I'm performing relative to my goals? What does it mean about the activity I should do next? What does it mean for my life? And then giving me direction. That's what we want to get to. You know, the sort of simple little anecdotal factoid that we get in community today is, the average person runs 3 miles, 3.1 miles. The average person globally runs, when they log a run, they're logging a 5K. And, frankly, 70% of all runs logged are in that, plus or minus a quarter mile of 3 miles. So the global running community is a 5K running community. Very small portion of them run half marathons or marathons. When people log their food, the average person is eating, it's different by country, obviously, right around 3,500 calories a day. Mm-hmm. Things like that are interesting. We see interesting trends around things like when the flavor pumpkin in North America starts to peak up and starts to become interesting. So, for example, starting in about September, you see pumpkin-based products start to grow, and then you see that start to decline in January. So those are the fun little factoids that you see. There are the hundreds more, but at the end of the day, we're while we find those interesting, what we're really in search for is the integration of all those facts into outcomes. How do those kinds of things, the fact that you slept a little bit less, and you ate a little bit more, resulted in a workout that wasn't as effective as you wanted. You didn't hit the heart rate zones that you wanted. And therefore, we would recommend you take this sort of sleeping pattern on, and you eat this kind of food and do these kind of workouts to achieve your goals. That's what we're after. And we are so early in that work that I couldn't even tell you what we've learned yet, because we literally are just starting.
So when it comes to location, where are most people actually exercising?
Wonderful question. There's a tremendous amount of seasonality that happens. Again, it won't surprise you. It's different by country, northern hemisphere versus southern hemisphere. You see as the weather gets warmer, as we move into the spring and summer months, the outdoor workouts start to grow substantially. As you get through September, October, this is northern hemisphere. As you get through September, October, you see those fall off, and you see gym workouts start to peak up as you get into the winter months and come back into the springtime. Mm-hmm. You'll also see changes in food patterns and just tracking of food. It won't surprise you, coming out of the new year, the number of people tracking their food skyrockets. Just like literally geometric growth in January and February, people tracking their food and tracking diet. And you see that falling off to the balance of the year, really falling, at least in the U.S., to its lowest levels at right around Thanksgiving and right around Christmas, because those are the times where people sort of forgive themselves, if you will, they go off the plan. And then in terms of the indoor-outdoor, the other trend that we see is the movement towards more boutique and specialty-type gym workouts, from the generic lifting weights to more yoga, more bar classes, more spin classes. So you see those kinds of changes, which I think are very interesting as well. So there's a seasonality to it, indoor, outdoor, and then we are seeing some trends in terms of indoor and movement from standard gym workout to new kinds of workouts. And then there's just a really interesting seasonality around food and food tracking and diet that we observe as well.
Bill, evidence seems to suggest that people download an app, they use it a few times, and then they drop off. What are you seeing on the adherence of using apps? What sort of strategies does Under Armour have in place for keeping people engaged?
Yes, so it's the biggest, hardest, most important challenge we have is around engagement. So just as you said, we 150 plus million people in the community, but the monthly engagement is more like 65 or 70 million people. And of course that shifts in terms of who those folks are. But you can tell just from that number alone that on any given month, half the community is not really engaged. And engagement is so critical. And it is that, it's that sort of 0 hour, the first time when they download the app. What are they doing? What are we doing at that 0th hour? What are we doing on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, and then week 2, week 3, week 4, month 2, month 3, month 4? What are we doing to engage them along the way? And the things that we find are very useful, in fact, the most powerful thing, frankly, is that on day 0, help them find friends on the community. Those people who make 2 or more connections, 2 more social connections on the community in that first hour or in that first day, their probability of being around for the first week, first month, first year skyrockets. Literally skyrockets. If they don't make a connection on the community, or they only make 1 connection on the community, the chances that they're going to stay engaged goes down, quite substantially. So social engagement is really important to keep people motivated. Content is very important to keep people motivated, keep people coming back. And then the reason that we're so focused on the coaching and taking all that data and turning it into insights in coaching and telling people how to change their behaviors and their habits is we think that's the third key to driving ongoing engagement with the community. We have to tell people, give them the value of, you put all this data in, what do you get back? We have to give back to that community in the form of letting them achieve their goals and by giving them coaching tips. So that data analysis, we think, is a critical element to driving ongoing engagement because it is, just as you said, the hardest, biggest, most important challenge we have in front of us.
So, Bill, many people in the fitness industry have genuine concerns about apps replacing personal trainers or even driving people outdoor to exercise. How do you see the digital world working in conjunction with the fitness industry?
You got it. So, I've heard that concern, and I think it's a very real one and a very meaningful one. And what oftentimes we'll hear, and I think just along the lines that you're describing, is that the phone, the app will become the trainer in your pocket, the trainer that's with you all the time. And the analogy I would use is stores. A lot of retail stores have the same concern. E-commerce is becoming bigger, and mobile is becoming even bigger. And I'm not suggesting that will stop or when that will stop, but what I think stores are finding, retail stores are finding, is that yes, mobile is eating up more and more of their revenue, but in addition, mobile is becoming the thing that people use side by side when they're in the stores. You do a little bit more searching, find out a little bit more information, and what it's really doing is providing a service even in a retail environment. And my sense is the same thing will happen with mobile and trainers. So for me, this is an empowering thing for the trainer in the gym. So the trainer or the gym gets to see you an hour a day or half an hour a day. With the right services, with the right apps on the phone, the trainer can be with you all the day. When you log the food, when you log your dinner, your trainer can be there, can be a part of your accountability group, if you will, and say, hey, looks like you did a little bit much tonight, so let's pick up the workout tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit longer. Can you come in early? The trainer's going to get insights they can't get today on your daily behavior. You didn't sleep much last night, so I'm going to take it easy on the warm-up when you come in this morning. So I think there's a very real risk that, and for a set of the population, it will absolutely happen, that they will replace their trainer with a mobile app and with a phone. They'll go, look, I can do this on my own. I can put together my own plan. There's enough power and services and content that sits out there on the phone. And so that's going to happen. I'm not suggesting it won't. I think it will absolutely for a segment of the population. But I think for a bigger segment of the population, the trainer's going to have more information and more reach into that person's life than they've ever had before. And their role has become increasingly important because they're going to have access to data and knowledge and know-how and reach that they haven't had before. They're going to be able to truly train the person that they're with on all elements of their health, on their food, on their sleep, and they're going to take that and actually make the training better, make the fitness training better. So I think that as an enabler for the trainer to be more powerful and more important in someone's life.
So really, Bill, it's going to be up to those trainers to work out how they can best utilize this technology to complement what they're doing rather than see it as a threat by the sounds of it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would say. I think there are two options. Maybe there's three. One is you can run and hide. The other is you can curse it. And the third is that you can embrace it and figure out how to make it work for you. And I think the people who are going to win are those gyms and those trainers who embrace it and say, how can I make this thing work for me? If my goal is to make my clients healthier, my goal is to help them be more fit, how do I use this tool to do it even better than before? Because the winner is the one who makes the people the most fit. Yeah. People are signing up for gyms, they're signing up for classes, they're engaging in this stuff because they want to be healthier. And he who delivers healthier will be the winner. And so I think the person who embraces the technology and says, how do I use it to help me make my clients healthier, will find that they're winners. And that's, I think, you have that mindset. I think that's the most appropriate one to take.
I think that's great advice, and it's a really good challenge for our listeners to start considering now, if they haven't already, of how they're going to embrace that. So is the theory of you moving into this app space that the apps get people to work out more and buy more clothes and footwear, or is there another strategy to it?
No, look, at its core, it's very simple. The more people work out, the more they wear the clothes and shoes that we sell. The more they wear the clothes and shoes that we sell, the more those clothes and shoes wear out. And if they wear out, they have to buy more. So it's a very simple cycle. And we have now the data to prove that it is in fact true. The higher the more people work out, we see their activity levels going up, we see their purchases going up. It absolutely happens. So at the core of what we did is we saw a trend in the market, and we saw an ability to manage and drive that trend to feed our core business, to sell shirts and shoes. And Kevin says, if you ever heard him talk, he'll tell you that he's got lots of whiteboards, lots of stuff on them. There's only one thing written in red on those whiteboards, and it says, don't forget to sell shirts and shoes. No matter what you do, whether you're getting an athlete or a school or buying this, that, or building those other things, putting stores in place, whatever it is, there's one thing that we have to do for the world, and that's to make great shirts and shoes with an Under Armour brand on it. So that's the core. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't enable us to do other things. It certainly does. But if we don't do anything other than build these apps and build the services around them that allow us to sell more shirts and shoes, we will have done exactly what we wanted to do.
Now, Bill, you have got to tell me if this is true. I read that if a runner jogs into an Under Armour store with MyFitness Pal app activated, Under Armour would know the workouts that she's logged and can specify which running shoes would help her reach her goals by triggering a beacon or something. Is that really possible?
Yes, 100% that is possible. Absolutely is possible. Because we know who you are. We know you have an app, and now, is it being done today? No, it's not being done today. There are lots of connective tissue that has to be built to allow that the store associate knows that you are who you are when you walk in the store without fail. But all of what you just described is absolutely possible. We will know what your workouts are. We will know what food you eat. We will know what past purchases you've had, so what colors you like. And we will be able to put all that together, and we'll be able to do really powerful stuff with it. Now, we're not there today, but we will get there at some point in the not too distant future.
Very cool. That's very cool. A couple more really quick questions for you, Bill. Do you think that one day we might see wearables put into clothing, like woven into the clothing?
There's no doubt in my mind that someday we will see wearables put into clothing. The sensors are getting smaller. The sensors are getting more compact. They're getting more energy efficient. The challenges that remain, there are two big challenges that we see that have to be solved: washability and energy. And then the third is probably durability. So you need to figure out how you get electronics into apparel that you can wash, you can deliver energy and power to them, and you can wear them that they're durable. Shoes are a little bit easier because you can protect them. And size matters a little bit less. Yeah. But we put an ad campaign out at the beginning of 2013, and we created this one we called Future Girl, where you basically can change the color of your clothes, you can change the microclimate from your wrists of the clothes, all these really cool things. And while that didn't exist yet, we absolutely believe that Future Girl will exist in the not too distant future.
That is so cool.
It might happen a little longer down the line than we'd like, but it will happen.
That is very, very cool. Now, earlier in our interview, you mentioned Record, and I believe it works, obviously with a range of other company gadgets and stuff like that. How were you able to make it stand out in what is obviously a really crowded marketplace?
You mean Under Armour Records specifically?
Yeah, specifically.
I think it's been hard, and I think one of the things we've learned is that just because you have a big existing community doesn't mean you can build the next big existing community. Mm-hmm. So the way that the things that we've done are we've looked at ways to make the technology useful for people. So what Record does is it takes input from lots and lots of different data sources today, and it deduplicates that data. So if you walk with the Jawbone and you have your motion sensor on your iPhone on, and you're using an app like MapMyRun or anyone else's app, you'll find that the steps get double counted because the app doesn't know how to not double count the data coming from the iPhone and coming from the Jawbone or the Fitbit or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Record actually deduplicates that data to ensure you have a single data stream. We've also put a bunch of, we think, interesting content on there related to our athletes and are trying to develop that content out. And then, frankly, we're evolving that product. We will, we're going to make some significant changes to Record in the coming months when we relaunch it to continue to push it forward and make it the most useful, most powerful app around health and fitness for everyone on the globe. So, our job isn't done as it relates to Record. We made a first attempt, which we think is good, but it has lots of room for improvement, and we'll be improving it in the coming weeks and months.
So, thinking about where Under Armour are headed in the next 5 years, what advice would you give to those of us in the fitness industry?
You have a choice to make as it relates to technology. You can put your head in the sand. You can bemoan it and complain about it, or you can embrace it and figure out how to make it powerful and useful for you. And so my advice would be to go back to what your mission is. Like, what's your goal? Why are you a gym? Why do you have a gym? Why are you a trainer? Why do you want to be a trainer? What's your purpose? And if you focus on that purpose, you'll see that technology is a great enabler, that it will help you do what you intend to do, which is to make people healthier in ways that you couldn't do before. It gives you 24-hour reach into somebody's life, and it doesn't have to be in a creepy way. And so I would say to everyone, embrace the technology and think about how it helps you deliver on your mission and your purpose in ways that you couldn't do when you didn't have that technology. And I think if you do that, you'll find your business will be better. I think you'll deliver on your mission, so you'll feel personally better. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to go in fits and starts, and people are going to make mistakes. But I think that if you embrace this technology, you'll find that you'll end up on the winning side of the equation.
Bill, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do it.
The Fitness Business Podcast is very appreciative of our podcast partners. Here's a quick word from one of our partners.
As you know, our goal at the Fitness Business Podcast is to help you grow your fitness business. So I love it when I can tell you about new products, programs, and solutions to help you do just that. Our show would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. And one of those awesome sponsors is Visual Fitness Planner. But before I tell you more about them, let me ask you these questions. What is your membership closing percentages? What percentage of your members at the point of sale sign up for a complimentary orientation session? What percentage of your new members actually show up for their complimentary orientation session? And most importantly, what percentage of your membership buys personal training? These are the numbers that you have to be asking yourself and measuring every single day. As the old saying goes, if you're not measuring your numbers, you're not managing your numbers. A club's set show close numbers are significantly improved because of the Visual Fitness Planner. The VFP provides a turnkey system for marketing, capturing, and integrating new members into a healthy lifestyle change. The VFP automates your existing sales, marketing, and orientation systems with the power of its visually impacting technology. VFP calculates a person's health risks for diseases, it predicts their health age, it creates a before and after 3D image of their body, and calculates how long it will take to achieve their goals. And in this process, increases your membership and personal training sales and overall member retention. To check out more about the VFP, head over to their website at myvfp.com.au. And of course, a copy of that website link is in today's show notes. As you know, each month we give away a fantastic prize to one lucky listener, and this month is no exception. Thanks to everyone that entered the draw. It's now time to announce our lucky winner of the Mike Michalowicz book, Profit First. And the winner is Melanie Garcia. Congratulations, Melanie. We'll be in contact with you soon and organise to send out your prize.
It's time for the Fitness Business Podcast wrap.
Okay, I hope you guys are ready to embrace technology after that one. Here are some of my favourite takeaways from today's interview with Bill Besselman. He said that just like in a gym environment, early engagement for new members in an online app or community is instrumental. Bill says on day 0, we need to help them find friends in their community. Those people that find 2 or more connections in the first day, their probability of staying around for the first year absolutely skyrockets. Key elements to keep people motivated are social engagement, content, quality content, and coaching tips. So really helping people understand what all that data means to them. He said that with the right apps, a personal trainer can be with their client all day long. He said a personal trainer's role has the opportunity to become increasingly important because they have access to data and knowledge, and they will have more reach into their client's life than they have ever had before. When it comes to technology, he said you can run and hide, you can curse it, or you can embrace it. As for the future, Bill suggested to go back to your mission. Think about what is your purpose. If you focus on your purpose, you'll see that technology is a great enabler, that it will help you do what you intend to do in a way that you never could before. Thanks so much for joining me for another week. I wish you all a great week ahead. Now, make sure that you join me next week when we kick off December with some serious girl power. Every week in December, I have an amazing lineup of inspirational female fitness leaders coming your way, starting off with the award-winning Amy Dixon. For those of you who want to take your training and your profile to another level, you need to hear this interview. Amy is an absolute inspiration. That's it for this week, guys. Remember, what you leave behind is not what's engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others.
You have been listening to the world's #1 podcast called the Fitness Business Podcast, brought to you by Active Management. We are dedicated to helping your fitness business #grow in 2015. Check out www.activemgmt.com.au for resources, tools, and more to help you. And by far, the best value for you is to become a member, so join today at www.activemgmt.com.au.